First of all, very rude of Tokushoutsu to suddenly premiere the episode 10 minutes earlier than expected because I was just about to make myself some dinner. Uh, but putting that aside, because I genuinely think that someone just might have accidentally input the wrong number. That aside though, oh my god. Yeah, no, just oh my god, because I thought she was comatose. I thought she was comatose and her body was being kept in a hospital, under, close surveillance. But no, it's way more insane than that, considering that she was in an almost lethal car crash, was comatose in the hospital, and then just kidnapped out of nowhere and has been missing for 4 years. Like, it's not even the case that that they still have her body in the hospital. No, they do not know where she is. They think she's dead. And it's kind of fucking insane that the Bijogi, like, is still running new ads with her face on them. Like, dude, I know you want to protect her, but oh my god, it would have literally just been so much easier to tell the public she was in an accident and she's suddenly gone missing and we don't know where she is. Like, that would have been, I think, way easier to do than just pretend she's still alive for 4 years. And for him to keep up this facade to the point where, like, it destroyed his marriage, like, that, I think that legitimately has to count for some form of self-harm, right? Like, and him being just immediately ready to die in Nemu's place in the dream. Like, oh, I'm actually not surprised in the slightest that this bitch is suicidal. I'm not. Like, oh my god. The mental state that you'd have to not only experience that trauma, but keep that lie up for years. And, like, I don't think that he could possibly, because it's been 4 years. It has been 4 years. There is no way he can bring that up in the current day without there being, you know, rightful horror at the fact that this was hidden for almost half a decade. Like, my god, this guy is insanely disturbed. And I really feel bad for him because just horrible position, horrible mental state, horrible everything. Oh my god, dude, literally seek help for yourself. I am begging you. Good god. Also, I find it funny that during, like, the whole, the initial visit that Baku gave to Bijogi was like he was accompanied by Minami during that portion. So was she just hearing Baku be like, "Yes, it is me from your dream," and then just Bijogi just willingly inviting Baku and Minami to discuss the fact that his daughter has actually been missing for 4 years. Like, what is Minami thinking of this? Is she at all considering, huh, how the fuck does my older brother, who never leaves the house and who doesn't have a job, how on earth did he manage to get this information? Like, she's gotta know that, like, because Baku just straight up said as well, like, yes, the dream was real. So she's gotta know that something's going on there, right? Because, like, if I was in her place, I'd be like, okay, we're talking immediately. What the fuck are you... It is funny, though, because it's, like, literally most of the show does take place during nighttime when everyone is asleep. So it's, like, it's a funny inverse of, like, day conversations aren't really gonna be a major thing in the show because of the fact that it's centered around dreams, but it's just, I don't know, it's just funny to think about. And speaking of Baku and dreams and nightmares, Nox. Nox, you want to tell me what exactly you meant by "you'll remember your own bad dreams soon, I'm sure, and you'll learn the price of that power"? Like, are we talking in general, or are you alluding to a very specific instance? Because I would love to hear it. I absolutely would. If you know something about Baku that you're not sharing, I want you to fess it up immediately. Although considering how this guy kind of apparently kidnapped Nemu and has been watching over her for 4 years, I don't think he's gonna let that information out in the slightest anytime soon. Um Also, yeah, back on that topic. So Nemu is the one who's creating and kind of like controlling the butterflies that that take over people, that give them nightmares. Is she the one creating them somehow? How is that? How is that? I need more details on that. Uh but I mean, hey, it seems that this is currently kind of the overarching quest line of the show, I assume. And I say that because I tend to refer to like Kamen Rider seasons. Like there will be like, because you know, the kind of the main part of Kamen Rider seasons is we are fighting the evil, but there's kind of like this overarching sort of narrative. This is me just literally explaining how stories work. But I mean, an example I think is in Kiva, because like a good portion of like the first half of Kiva is centered on Wataru fighting the Fangires, and then like the Fangire hunters doing kind of their thing in the background. And it's not until like a bit later that kind of the overarching kind of plot line of the hierarchy kind of comes into play. Like there's no solid like trail to go after at first. Like it's just defeat the Fangires and everything. And like that's what I'm saying here is in reference to the Nemu situation. Like the finding Nemu and like figuring out what's happened to her now seems to be that kind of like little line thread. Well, before it was, you know, simply defeat the nightmares and everything, which is good. I like that. I like that we have a quest line that we can now follow. Uh, I am wondering as well if, because if Nemu is creating if she's creating the butterflies, then I'm wondering if Nox had something to do with the initial crash. Like, because literally from episode fucking 1, we could see that he does have the ability to like kind of like control vehicles, considering how Baku was like fucking hit by one. But he does have that ability, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was also the one who facilitated the crash. So that's something else to chew on. In other news, I think projection is probably my favorite Zetsu power currently, because I thought it was just cloning, which is already rad as hell, and I love that. But like the fact that it's not just cloning, it's also teleportation and like manipulation of matter, considering how he made like kind of the ceiling transparent, how he created a surface for him to bounce off of to deliver his final his final kick. um which I gotta say, it is crazy how this one man has this many powers. Like I'm Because it's typical for writers to have like, you know, all these different kinds of like abilities for different situations. Baku like has like currently we're only halfway through his arsenal, and he already has like more abilities than like some of the other than some of the other fucking writers in recent years. Like, the utility this man has is crazy, and it just because once again, I thought his powers, like, upon them first being teased, it was a case of, like, okay, literally what they're named is and shown is, like, what they are. Like, that's just straight up what they are. But then it turns out that, like, each capsule has, like, 50 different additional abilities in it. And I think that's really funny. But also, it just leaves me even more excited for, like, the other abilities that he's gonna get. Trying to think of what else I can say, if I've said anything. We got a single glimpse of Zero, and I am satiated for now. I will not go on a rampage and destroy Toei headquarters because he's been seen. I have witnessed him, and I am perfectly normal again. Um, I'm just I'm just very excited to see what comes next. Uh and also, more Zetsu powers coming next episode, as well as a chef getting involved, which I gotta say is well, that's the thing with with tokusatsu shows. One episode you could be fighting the most insane thing possible, and then the next episode is kind of like a downgrade from that in terms of like threat level overall. But it's fun. It's part of the process, and I am happy to be seeing more. I am happy to just be seeing more nightmares in general because I love how they look so much.